Hello, this is Kellington, and today I'm gonna teach you how to clean your bearings on your board. So, say you've been riding your same set of bearings for quite a while now, and they start making noises like that, and they don't go for very long. This one has to be fine, but I'm gonna go ahead and clean it anyway. But say your bearings aren't doing too well, and they're kind of slowing down. They're not like how you bought them originally. Um, this is a good way to fix them, so you don't have to go and buy a new set of bearings every time. And everything today I'm gonna be using a Bones cleaning kit and some Bones speed cream. And keep in mind that when you're doing this, you're gonna be handling dangerous chemicals and possibly really sharp objects like a razor blade. So just be careful when you're doing this. So first thing you gotta do is get your bearings out of your wheel. It's not that hard. You just gotta get your skate tool and take off the bolt of your truck. Should come off easily. Right there. And if you do have them, make sure you know where your speed rings are. And then what you want to do is you get your wheel off. You want to slide your the axle into the hole just a little bit. Don't make it like go all the way through again. Just get it so it's only in one bearing, and then twist it off, and that will get the bearing out. And you do the same. You want to do it fairly quickly so that you don't shift your inner race, because once again that will damage your truck, damage your bearing to the point of no return. And here's your speed ring. Want to keep track of all this stuff. If you want to, you can just put everything back onto your axle and then tighten your bolt up a little bit. So you're going to do that for all four wheels, and I'll be back with you once I get all four wheels off, and I'll go over the whole cleaning process. So I'll be right back. Hello, I'm back again. And, alright, once you get all of your bearings out of your wheel, you're going to get yourself a napkin, just so that you don't get all this stuff off on your, whatever you're doing. And what you also, well, you can see I got one open side on my bearing, so I don't have to get the shield off. But if you do have a shield on both sides, or you need to take a shield off, what you're gonna do is get a razor blade or any sharp object that's thin. You're gonna get a razor blade. Razor blade would be the best, and slide it into this, like in between the outer race and the shield, and just try and pry it out. And if it doesn't work the first time, just gotta keep on trying. Don't try on one side, because that'll cause it to bend. If it doesn't work on one side, go to the other and try and do it on just different parts of the bearing. You can also go to the inner race and do it. Just whatever you want to do. But I can't show you that because I don't have a other shield, and I don't want to mess up my bearings, so I'm just not going to show you that part. Alright, next you want to get is your Bones bearing cleaner. What you want to get is usually, I use at least, is mineral spirits, and you fill it up 1/3 of the way. But you can also use don't use water-based cleaners, because that will cause them to rust. And don't use WD-40. WD-40 will ruin them. It'll get dirt all in them. Some people use gasoline. That's not really recommended because it leaves a residue. But you can. I prefer to use mineral spirits. You can get mineral spirits at like your hardware store or anything like that. Alright, so what you're going to do is get your little thing, the cap unscrews. Oh, Also, if you buy built-in bearings, they come with a bearing cleaner, so you don't have to buy a Bones bearing cleaner to clean your bearings if you have built-ins. But other than that, you're gonna have to buy your own. You can do it in a bowl, but it works much better. And there's a bearing with a bearing cleaner. All right, let me get this thing off real quick. Takes forever. Alrighty, so what you're gonna do is you're gonna take all these little washers off, slide them in the open side facing up, and put a washer in between each one just so all the spirits can get into each one instead of just getting into one, because all the others will be blocked. So you're gonna do that for each one, and remember that you always have all your bearing spacers off before you do start putting them on. So once you get all this mess done, damn, messing up. So it's gonna look like this. You're not gonna have a once you're done with that, it's gonna look like that. You're gonna bolt this on, not too tight so you don't squish your bearings, tight enough so they won't fall off. And so you don't have the last one doesn't have a spacer, and the very first one doesn't have a spacer in between the cap. So then what you do, you put your little guy in, screw the cap on tight, then shake it for 5 minutes. So I'm going to go downstairs, set my timer, and shake it for 5 minutes. So I'll be right back again. Well, back again, and now it's 5 minutes later, and I've shaken this thing up for 5 minutes straight. Alright, so I take it out, kind of let the mineral spirits drip back into the cup. Alright, that's good enough. See, now this is where your paper towel comes in handy. So what you've done is you've effectively taken out all the debris along with the lubricant that was in your bearing before you washed it. So that means if you have built-ins, you no longer have a gel-based bearing. So you can either keep it like this or go buy a new set of built-ins. So, and also, there's two ways you can do this now. I mean, two things you can do from this position. You can either repeat the step, like the Bones people tell you to. Repeat the step, pour out your mineral spirits, repeat it until your mineral spirits is clear. But that's a big old waste of mineral spirits, and it works just fine doing this. So if you want to repeat just to get the best clean, then you can if you want to. But I'm not going to do that because that's just annoying, and I only have so much mineral spirits. All right. So hello. So you're just gonna stamp out your bearings, just try and get all that mineral spirit off. You're gonna put them in between your two paper towels. And then just pat them out. That'll get them all nice and dry. Going crazy, isn't it? So everything's nice and dry for the most part. So now what you're gonna do is the thing, once you've gotten this far, you cannot put them back into your wheels, because they may be clean, they may spin nice. See, they spin all nice, but there's no lube in them. So once you get back out there and they fully dry, that means then you're not gonna be able to they're not gonna spin like at all. So what you gotta do is take your Bones speed cream, undo your cap, make sure it's all dry, and it is. So what you're gonna do is put 2 drops on either side of the bearing. Then spin it to distribute the your cream. And now that's a clean, ready to go bearing. You're gonna do this with every bearing. And so that's about it for now. I'll be back with you again in like 2 seconds on mounting them back in. So I'll be right back again. Hello. Okay, so now that you've cleaned all your bearings and replaced the lubricant inside, now you gotta mount them back into your board. This is an easy process, but there's some things that you gotta do correctly, so that'll preserve your life, the life of your bearings. Alrighty. First thing, you want the inside of the of your bearing, the open side, to be inside the wheel. So what that means is you're gonna set it up so the open side is up. Put a bearing spacer, then open side up on the next one. So make this the easiest and quickest way. Gotta take the front of your wheel, put it on first, and just squish it on. Then take the next one, and then you're good to go. Just put your speed rig back on, and do your thing. Make sure your bolts aren't on too tight, because that will squish your bearing. So you want to give it just the slightest amount of wiggle room. Yeah, you don't want it to move too far. Just going to repeat that step. Obvious junk up there. Just got a call on my phone from my dad. So I'm going to go ahead and finish this up a little bit quickly. So you're going to repeat that step I just showed you with all 4 wheels. Got to make sure the open side, if you do have an open side, is positioned inside the wheel. So I hope now you know how to clean your bearings. Remember to be careful while you're doing this, because it's kind of a dangerous process, because with all the mineral spirits and the razor blades and that kind of stuff. So just watch yourself when you're doing this. But if you're older, if you're not like a little kid, then you probably won't hurt yourself. Well, goodbye in like 2 seconds, because this is going to take a little bit. I hope I finished everything. So, yep, now your bearings should be nice and new. All that stuff. Well, hope this little thing will save you some money. Well, that's all about it. Goodbye. I'm gonna finish putting my wheels on. I love you.